Hello everybody and welcome to OMG Craft. On this episode, we are going to be showing you how to get every single flower in the game and a really great build that will allow you to harvest as many flowers as you want. I kind of came up with this idea because bees, they like flowers. So let's show a great build on how to get all the flowers. So let's jump in. So here I am on my realm, and I have a few of these stations set up, and they are all running to get more and more flowers. So I've built in this flower forest biome because these will have the most amount of flowers that can be bone mealed from the ground. Now, every time you bone meal on the ground, it will basically look at what could be spawned there and spawn in those flowers. So you have to remake this build in multiple locations if you literally want every single flower to be machine grabbed from the ground. Now, there are a few flowers here that will not spawn with this method, and so I want to mention those. So all of the double tall flowers, that is the sunflower, rose bush, the peony, and the lilac flowers, all of these will not be spawned by bone meal. And so what you have to do is find these just in the world. All of the double tall flowers will spawn in a flower forest except for the sunflower, which is found in the sunflower plains. Then just take some bone meal and you can hit the flower directly with it and another one will spawn. So that is a really simple way to get all of the double tall flowers. The other flower that you can't get using this method is the wither rose, and that's because you need a wither. And if a wither kills a living thing, a mob, a creature, that sort of thing, then when that dies, it will drop the wither rose. It could even be a player. It'll drop a wither rose, and that's how you get more of that flower. My suggestion is to have a chamber whenever you spawn in a wither and take all your eggs, harvest eggs for forever, throw all the eggs in there. They can be all baby chickens. They don't have to be adult chickens. But if the wither kills baby chickens, then you get the wither rose. So that is the best way to get that. And there is one flower that does not spawn in the flower forest, and it only spawns in the swamp biomes. And that is the blue orchid, which is right here. And so I've created another one of these builds in order to capture those flowers. So this is a really awesome build. Let's talk about the build a little bit. And it has timed redstone so that this will release water to remove all of the things that grow on this grass. And then there are dispensers underneath that will dispense bone meal onto the grass to create all of the plants on top. And all of that is perfectly timed so that it just keeps on going and going and going. This has not really been running for all that long. If I had to make a guess, I'd say like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes that's been running. And we already have almost an entire top of the chest filled out. A good thing to add on to this build would be a item sorter so that you could sort all of the different flowers into a chest specifically for them, and then these wheat seeds could go back into a composter in order to make more bone meal. So you could have a great bone meal creation right here. You do need to use bone meal in order to make bone meal, and I don't think that the trade-off is you don't get as much back. So you'll lose bone meal over time, but that is a way to sort of capture a little bit of that bone meal back. So let's figure out how to make this, and we will make it together. Here is a list of materials that you are going to need to have in order to build. A few things of note is grass blocks can be grown from dirt blocks. So you could use dirt, and then if you happen to have a single grass block, you can put it in the middle, and it'll slowly grow into grass over time. Or you can pick these up with Silk Touch. A pure Silk Touch book will pick this up out of the ground. It's just a book, not on a tool, which is kind of cool. And you can also get grass blocks when an Enderman dies if they are holding the grass block themselves. If all of those fail, you can also create a bridge of dirt over to your dirt. And as long as the end of that bridge is touching some grass, over time, the grass will grow over to create all the grass. But if you happen to have them all with Silk Touch, then hooray. Also, these are just any type of solid block or slab. They don't have to be iron. I like to use iron so you can easily tell where a block is. So if you ever pause the video to count out what's going on, you can easily do that. Also, you could get away with only 2 water buckets and create an infinite water source. I just have 3 just to, make it easy on us. Then bone meal, you don't need exactly this much. You may need more if you run it for long times, or you could have less if you only have a little bit of bone meal and then try to get more over time. Best place to get bone meal is from any type of skeleton spawner situation. That is really the best way to get bone meal, or to use a composter with different types of plant-based materials, put it in the composter, and then you get bone meal as a result. And you can use hoppers to pull that off. So we're going to use all of these things. I doubt that I'll pick everything. Oh, look at that. I think I did pick everything up. There we go. Okay, great. I may have lost something in that because I'm in creative mode and things just disappear if you pick up too many things. So I've already cleared away an area so that I don't have to deal with any of the hills and whatnot here. Your final build will be 12 deep and 10 wide. Technically, it's 13 deep if you add the lever on the front of it. So it doesn't take up a ton of space. So just add a clear space in your forest. I believe that based off of where there are currently these flowers, like if there's a lot of orange flowers right here, I think that if you keep to bone mealing that area, you'll continuously get more orange flowers. So if you happen to see a type of flower that you want, like maybe these purple ones right here, then you may want to build your build on top of that. So first, go ahead and start off by creating 2 blocks on the ground, solid blocks, and these need to be 3 blocks apart. Then put a dispenser facing up into the air on top of that. Then go ahead and grab your grass, and you're going to build a 7x7 platform. So that is 5 blocks. We're going to add 1 on either side to make it 7, and then 3 blocks from either edge of that center area, and then we're just going to fill this in. Now that we have that grass down, and remember you can use dirt, we're just going to add a border along 3 of the edges here, so leaving that front area open. Now go ahead and add an extra little wall right here to either side of the build platform. Then on the back here, you're going to keep these iron blocks exposed, and you're just going to create a wall just 1 block away from that because your water is going to fit there eventually. Now take your 7 trapdoors, and you're going to place them into that area, but open away from you so that if there's water inside of them, which we're going to add right now, that when a door is open, it will flow out, and you'll notice that it reaches the edge right there. If you have the 2 water, you can put 1 here, 1 here, and it'll create a source block there. You can grab one of those blocks and then put it here, and it'll create a source block, so you can create source blocks with only 2 buckets of water. Now we're going to build out the front area, so we are going to come down all the way here and then build across. And same situation over here. Then we're going to do it 1 more time so that we have a 2 block area at the front. Now, right in this corner is where you're going to add your hopper. So go ahead and remove that block and make sure that you are clicking this block right here so that the nozzle of that hopper goes into this space. We're going to place our chest right in front of that, so you can basically just click on that hopper. If you hold shift, you can do that and then click the side and it'll connect. Now the issue is we have solid blocks above this chest, so we need to remove those solid blocks and then add a non-solid block, which would be these cobblestone stairs. And we're going to do that so that there is a solid side on the edge of this hopper, because now we're going to add our glass and add our final bit of water, which will add a way for the items to flow towards that hopper. And if that wasn't open, then you may have some issues with the water. But there we go. Now we have an easy way for items to come all this direction and then over into the hopper to go into this chest. If you want to add extra space, you can do that, and you can continue on. Either there's 2 different methods to this. You could place more chests sort of in this situation and keep going all the way down and add tons and tons of chests. Whoops, I did that a little weird. And then you could have your hoppers all connect to the back of that. Boop, boop, boop. And then this will fill the bottom chest first. So this bottom chest will fill up first. If for some reason you don't like that look, you can also do an alternate look where you have the chests sort of in this stair step pattern, and one hopper will go into there, and then you could take a hopper out of the top chest and into here as well. It is all preference. I enjoy the other method, so I'm gonna do that. Now it's time to work on the redstone. So up here, we're going to add another lip to our build, and we're going to continue around. And then over here at the very end, you're actually going to make this be a block. And right next to it, you are going to make this be a slab, just like that. Come on over to the front again. Make sure that you have all of your redstone where it needs to be in your inventory. And first add a lever right there, and then dust all the way back, leaving a space right here for your comparator, and then one more piece of dust. Then you're going to place 6 repeaters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these are all going to be on maximum delay. So click them 3 times so that that little lever thing at the top goes all the way back. Then add redstone in front of all of these trapdoors, and this will go all the way over to the comparator. So what's going to happen here is when you turn this on, the comparator will light up, and then your redstone line will light up over here, which will lock the comparator and will stop the signal. So this is a nice way to create a clock without a whole bunch of moving parts. And then when the redstone turns off, that will drop the trapdoors, which will cause the water to flow. This is a really, really nice solution for all of this. And if you're wondering, timing seems a little bit off, the timing is actually perfect because you still need to have time for all those items to flow back down over to this. And then you also need time for the water to completely disappear before the bone meal is placed. So over here on the back, we had these repeaters going into this block, and this is where we are going to pull our redstone from coming down. So we're just going to make a basic stair step down, and then we're going to connect this to the rest of our dispensers down here, and that is just going to look like that. Make sure you have an open block for that so that the redstone can actually point into that block when it is all connected. So now we are going to just connect this redstone up, place it here, 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 and then down here, you're going to need 4 repeaters, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are also on maximum delay. And then just wire all of the stuff that we have down here up so that everything will connect. And that should all be the correct timing, and all of the redstone should be finished. We can go ahead and add our bone meal and just kind of look at what everything is going to be like. You can add as much bone meal as you have. I'm just gonna, go crazy because I'm in creative mode. And there we go. Oops, get in there. There we go. Perfect. And we can see that it is already working. I heard all of that already firing. It looks like we got white, pink, and orange. See if we get any other color of flower. Looks like this build is white, pink, and orange. That's the color of flowers that we are gonna get. Remember, it's gonna fill the bottom chest first, and we already have a whole bunch of seeds, and we have all of those awesome flowers. That is perfect. Now, there's one little addition, which is to add slabs to the top up here. That way nothing bounces out, just like that seed did right there. So we're just gonna place slabs all the way along the top, and then we're gonna put them over the trapdoors right here. So right there, and then go all across that direction so that that is all covered and you don't lose any of your items. And there you have it, a fairly simple build, which doesn't take a lot of resources. The redstone really is the hardest part of this build. This also doesn't even need to be glass if you don't want it to be, if you don't have the blocks for that. The hoppers and the redstone is really the most expensive part, so you could build this over and over and over again to harvest every different type of flower. And I really haven't been recording for very long, and we already have a stack of seeds and a ton of flowers. So this really is a quick farm. So it's like immediate results, which I like in a farm. This design was made by K Mond on YouTube. So big thanks to him for creating this. There you have it, a simple build that you can place wherever you need so that you can get all of the flowers. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of OMG Craft. If you did, please give this video a big ol' thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe for future videos, tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights here on OMG Craft. I'll see you next time. Bye.